The series is over and the celebrities have all gone home to Celebrity Land. So let's sit back and enjoy some highlights from the first half of the current series. Would you like to say the words?
Let's start the show.
Oh, perfect. Who needs celebrities? Lineup. Not a bad lineup. Welcome all. So lovely to see you all.
Yeah.
And scrubbing up. Very nice. Nice.
Scrubbed up. Thanks
let's
for
start.
having us.
So, Taylor and Bono, have you worked together? No.
Not yet. We're going to talk about it later.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. But Bono, you did a very nice thing when Taylor got to Ireland.
I'm a Swiftie.
Of course, yeah.
I'm a Swiftie. You know, we're highly aerial birds, you know. And over the years, we've bumped into each other and been friends.
He doesn't want to take credit for the fact that he's so nice. He sent me roses when I played in Dublin.
Yeah.
So he doesn't want to take credit for doing
Red roses, you know.
He's a truly great person.
You know.
You sent me a picture. There you are. Your Irish fan club, Bono the Edge, Adam Nutt.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
He's just that great and thoughtful. Just the best there is.
I better have a drink.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. So
Cheers.
Bono and Taylor not work together, but weirdly, Taylor and Eddie, you have worked together.
We have.
Oh, wow, yeah.
It was a decade ago.
I once died in his arms in a screen test for Les Mis.
Oh, wow. I did not know this.
Yeah,
I did not know this.
There's a lot that people don't know about this story. Basically, I was auditioning for 2 roles in Les Mis, and I'd done a few auditions and gone to New York and whatever, and I think it had been established that I had more of a look of Cosette, but I had the range vocally of Eponine. So it was established that, like, I was there for a good time, not a long time. I wasn't going to get this role. But they were like, you know, do you want to come to London for one last screen test and you'll get to screen test with Eddie Redmayne? I'm like, this seems like an experience I want to have in my life. You're like one of my favorite actors. You're so ridiculously talented. Oh. And I was like, so, yeah, I'll go to London. Like,
Yes, indeed.
So I get there, and they're like, okay, so we really want to, like, make you look like Eponine. We're going to try to do it's the, you know, she wasn't, like, loaded. She had brown teeth, you know, like, she didn't have a lot of money, so...
A 19th century street urchin.
Yeah, exactly. I'm trying to say it in a way that makes sense, but...
She didn't floss.
Exactly. So they were like, we're actually going to paint your teeth brown for this. And I'm like, so you're going to do that after I meet Eddie Redmayne, right? That's not something you do before. I get to meet people, and then you do the brown teeth. They're like, no, it's, this is just, everybody's going to meet you with the brown teeth, and we're gonna like, do, like, big circles under your eyes, like you're near death. And I was like, this has immediately become a nightmare for me. And so then I had, you know, you were so nice, but I think when I met you, I was like, it's so nice to meet you.
What was hilarious was, you know, as you walked in as a 19th century French street urchin. And I was not expecting that, but my overwhelming memory of it, Taylor, was I'd just been to Pizza Express beforehand, and I'd had some garlic dough balls. Oh, no. I thought we were going to be singing opposite each other, you know, but they had us. Also, it was so weird, because Taylor was dressed fully as Eponine, and I was, like, in my tracksuit. And they had us on the floor, like, singing sweet nothings into each other, and all I knew is I just had garlic bread.
But talking about Les Mis, Samantha Barks, one of my closest friends. Never go to a karaoke bar with Samantha Barks.
She's
I was
amazing.
Singing, I was like singing Lady Marmalade, thinking, giving it all I got, and then she just gets up, and then I was like, oh yeah, I remember, I can't actually sing. I was embarrassed, but she's incredible.
Samantha Barks, who was in Les Mis and is amazing, plays Elsa in Frozen, and I took my kids to go and see, and they got to meet Elsa in Frozen, and it was the best, like, sort of celeb name drop I've ever succeeded.
Can't talk about Frozen.
Oh no!
Yeah.
What happened?
What happened?
Came second in the Oscars to the song.
Wow.
Yeah.
So sorry.
My life is filled with frozen fractals all around. It's the best lyric. It's a great lyric. It was a great song.
Yeah, and you should listen to that, Bono. Let it go.
Yes.
Let it go.
Very good.
That was a volley.
Good. And now, Kate, the underwater stuff. There's been a lot in the press about you holding your breath, and you're very good at it. Because Tom Cruise has been on this very sofa talking about his holding the breath.
Oh, has he now?
Yes.
OK.
No.
I'm curious about that.
Well, he held the record for celebrity breath holding, which is a very niche thing. He clocked in 6 minutes 30. Like you thought I was going to say like 45 seconds. No, 6 minutes 30.
Which
okay.
is 6 minutes 29 seconds more than Chris Moyles and I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out.
Okay, so that's Tom. We're just going to say the end of Kate Winslet, seeing how long. So she's been in the water. So you see the back of her head, and it's Kate's back of her head. There she is. So how long has she managed? Here we go. Roll it
Here
there.
we go.
Here we go. That's
Oh, here you go.
nice. Here we go. Here we go.
Am I dead? Am I dead?
You are alive. You're very much alive.
What was that?
What do you think it was?
I don't know. It could have been 6:10. It could have been 7:10.
It was 7:15.
Come on! Come on! Applause, please. Wow.
It's unbelievable. What goes... I mean, because 7 minutes is so long. What were you thinking about? What's, dinner tonight? What are you...
Yes, I was. I was thinking, OK, chop the onion, peel the garlic, count the slats on the floor below me. I mean, firstly, I do have to just say this. It is a sport. It's not something that you can just try in the bath, and you should never, ever, ever... No, I really mean this. You should never do it by yourself, because actually what happens when people don't know what they're doing is they come up, and you saw I did a breathing sequence the second I came up, and then I was talking like a totally non-breathy person. So what happens is people will come up and they go, and that's when people black out and run into trouble. So it is not something you can just do without knowing what you're doing. So the training I had was 3 weeks of training every single day. And you learn how to literally change how you distribute the oxygen in your body. It's a very detailed, quite extraordinary process. And I loved it and got really, really good at it, it turns out.
You know who's running a bath right now? Tom Cruise. He's put the timer on his iPhone. He's in there. And it's a first-time welcome to Lydia.
Sorry, I was just touching the shower.
She's washing my face.
We've got to talk about the extraordinary success of It's a Sin. I mean, obviously, lots of fan reaction and people are loving you in the street, but then you've got some very special fan reaction.
Yes, I did. So my friend asked me if he could give Elton my number, Russell.
Elton.
And I was like, Elton who? And he's like, Elton John. And I was like, OK. And then within 2 minutes of sending that text, Elton was calling me, and it was like an 01 number. I won't give his number. I don't know what it was.
Oh, I think we should.
It was like
I think you should give it to all of us, please, because I have a couple of things I'd love to tell him. Let's call him now. Let's call him.
And he called all of us. He called the whole cast, and he called Russell.
lovely.
I know. It was so sweet. Yeah.
Well, I guess once he called one of you, he had to call him.
I know, I was kind of like, oh my God, Elton John just called me on the group chat.
Yeah, isn't that a lovely thing to do?
Lovely.
But then everyone was like, oh yeah, we got the call too. And I was
That makes
like,
me
oh.
very happy.
Yeah. But did he flew some of them to LA for the Oscars party, didn't he?
He did, yeah. So he flew some of them for the Oscars party, and he also invited us all round for a curry. And I don't know if that's confidential information, but
It doesn't sound confidential.
I didn't go because I was away. So it was all the boys, but they had a curry and maybe an orgy. I don't know.
Wow. That isn't where I thought that story was going.
My question is, having a curry a euphemism? Because if it is, I need to know what the euphemism is, because I'm American and we just don't know what having a curry means. But I'm kind of liking it.
Anyway, here you are, Leslie Manville, movie star now, and yet, theatre, you love theatre. I mean, years ago, I saw you in The Cherry Orchard with Dame Judi Dench.
Did you?
With Sam Mendes, the child Sam Mendes directed.
Oh, look at me. Oh, God, that's depressing.
No! I'm touched by time. And Dame Judi Dench, she has a reputation for being quite naughty.
Naughty? That woman should be locked up. I mean, she's so naughty. Do you want to know what she did to me?
Yes, I do.
No. So there's a moment in The Cherry Orchard where my character was on stage on their own for a short time. Judi Dench is in the wings trying to make me laugh, trying to corpse me, which is...
Yeah.
Try to make me laugh. And she's... How can I put this? She's pretending that she's being pleasured by somebody from behind. So, excellent. I'm sorry, Judy, if you're watching, but you shouldn't be so naughty. So I'm on stage and I can see all this and I'm desperately trying not to laugh. And the important bit of information here is that I just had a baby. So my pelvic floor wasn't quite what it should have been. Now, I was wearing a long dress, but Judy made me laugh so much that I wet myself. And it gets worse, because the stage was raked, which means it's not... So I watched my piss trickle down.
I don't think I was there that night, no.
Well, if you were in the front row, you'd have seen it go over the edge. That woman is so naughty. I mean, you must have stories about her.
Do you work with her?
I've worked with her a few times, several times.
Oh, my God.
We did a play at the National Theatre called Entertaining Strangers, which was an ensemble, a promenade production, which meant the audience was in amongst the actors and vice versa. And one evening, she was off stage and she could see a mutual friend, Howard Davis, a director, sitting amongst the group of people on this stage. So she thought, I know. So she scribbled a note. And then as she passed by to go and do the scene with Tim Pigott-Smith, she scribbled down, fancy a shag. And as she walked past him, she dropped it in his lap and carried on and did the scene. And... feeling very smug with, and pleased with herself. And at the end of the scene, she sort of looked round and realised it wasn't Howard Davis.
That's so good!
And here's the thing. The last time Stormzy was on the show, you did an amazing performance. And then after that, off you went to Glastonbury. You were the first grime artist to ever headline Glastonbury.
Yeah.
And this look is now so iconic, the Banksy bulletproof vest. So... Did Banksy, how do you get a Banksy bulletproof vest?
It's just kind of bestowed upon you. I swear to you, that's what it feels like. It was like have I told this story before? I'm going to tell it anyway.
Yeah.
So, my contact with Banksy was... He is as elusive as you can imagine. Like, as in...
Is your contact with Banksy Banksy?
Not really, no. It's like... No, it's not really. Like, you get contacted through notes, like... It sounds like... Yeah, it's quite like...
Is it cloak and dagger?
Basically, like, in a nutshell, like, and then... Yeah, it was mad. I don't even... Sometimes, can I be real? Talking about Banksy, I feel like... I swear to you, like, whenever people ask me, like, about the vest, I'm like, who sent you here? Like, yeah, it's a bit like... I don't know, yeah, I might just... You know what I mean?
But do you go, dear Banksy, I need a large?
No. He anything Banksy does, that's one thing I can vouch for Banksy, is that, yeah, he literally found me and said, I've made something for you, like, if you want to wear it, like, if you don't, and I was like, yeah, I definitely want to wear it, please, like,
yeah,
please. I was like, yeah, please, and then even like we done some fittings for it, and then yeah, it was very, very, very insane.
Did you actually meet him?
I can't.
You can't say, can you?
He's so dead. Went for fittings. I mean...
No,
that's going to be someone else.
No,
No,
he was never... I swear to you. Or she was never there. You know?
Daniel, did you ever want to do anything else? Or was it always just actor?
When I grew up, I mean, I wanted to be an actor, but there weren't a lot of outlets for being an actor where I grew up. So I was probably going to join the Navy.
Oh, wow.
At one point, and then I sort of got into waiting, and then I nearly took a job on the QE2. I would still be there, probably. Is it still floating, the QE2? I don't even know.
I don't know, one of them is.
Yeah.
But
I was a waiter, yeah. I'm from about 16, I waited.
In posh restaurants, or...?
I mean, they were kind of posh. They were in Chester, which makes them kind of posh.
Yeah, Chester's posh.
There's very posh, yeah, but there was always a fight. I don't know what it was. There was always a night when you sort of, like, round the back, and you could smoke back then, so you'd be having a quick fag round the back of that, kind of, like, on your break, and then you'd sort of, like, hear this... and there'd be a chair thrown. You'd be like, why? We're in this silver service.
Fine dining in Chester. Clive reporting from the dessert station. I saw it last night. It's just terrific. And for most of the film, your character refuses to feel pain.
Yeah, that's based on the real Ogojie women as well. They literally were taught not to feel pain.
Which must be quite hard to pretend that I'm not going, ow, ow.
When, look at that clip there. You see me standing on a rock. There's about 5 rocks under my foot there, which is fantastic.
But did they give you a protective thing for the sole of your foot?
No. No, we were just barefoot, just raw the whole time. Which was amazing, because we were, you know, we were in 3 a.m. Doing stunts in the dark, taking down men, as you see, and like I said, 100% stunts.
Are you throwing him with a sword?
Yeah, with a machete in my hand.
So you got the sword and you're throwing him?
Yeah.
Damn.
And then after I throw him, I then have to take him down again. Very good.
And because you'd done things like Captain Marvel and particularly, you know, James Bond and stuff, were you ahead of the game? Were you, like, were you ahead of the class?
No. I thought I would be.
Oh, really?
I wasn't ready, I'm not going to lie. I thought that having done a couple of stunts that I'd be able to just go in and just springboard off experience. But no, this was throwing men, this was machete work, they're really heavy. This was discovering muscles in your wrist that you didn't realise you had. This was working on a Sunday.
Big Zula first.
He was waiting, like...
I saw your eyes.
I say that, man.
Lay out on here.
No, it's just, you know, you were just the right hand in it.
Well, I learned about all that, so that was fun.
And obviously on the show, there's children in the show, and there's lots of extras and background artists. But there was one background artist who apparently was very impressed to see you. Do you know who I'm talking about?
No.
Yes, you do.
Is it what? I mean...
Well, there was one, she kept saying...
She got confused.
Yeah.
She got confused. She thought I was someone else. I thought she was being really nice, and she went to me, "You're doing really well for yourself, aren't you?" And I was like, oh, thank you, love. You know how extras can have conversations with you? Sorry, supporting artists can have conversations with you, and you're like, oh, OK, you know, and they have really interesting conversations sometimes. And she went, "You're doing really well for yourself." I went, "Oh, thank you very much." And you're being polite, you know what I mean? Sure. And then I was like, yeah. And she went, "Because I never thought it'd happen for you." And I was like, oh, OK, where are we going now then? And then she was like, "Well, you know, after Big Brother." And I was like, what the hang on, sorry, love, what? And she went, "Well, you're Craig from Big Brother." There you go, look, see?
I love that she thought that Craig from Big Brother was playing the lead.
I know, it's just one of them things.
But the crew...
Yes, yes. Go on, Graham. You're going to show it, aren't you? Yes, yes, the crew. What did the crew do?
The crew overheard this conversation.
Yes, they did overhear, yes. And Aaron, our wonderful DOP, decided it'd be great for on my final day, when I had a big heavy scene with my wife and kids, that the crew would all have these T-shirts on. And he goes,
there they are.
There's Aaron, the big lad there on the DOP. Yeah. And Pete and all the boys, yeah.
So you're filming a murder mystery in Greece, but then you must have been having a good time, because apparently when you stopped filming, you would then go home
Keep playing murder mysteries.
You would play murder mysteries?
Well, see, well, first of all, I feel like COVID and the fact that we had to shoot it and be very careful sort of forced us all, whether we liked it or not, which, thank God, we loved it, to play together. And what do you play when you're doing, you know, a part of the Knives Out franchise? You know, you're going to play a murder mystery. Yeah. And so we played Mafia. Do you know this game, Mafia? Do you know Mafia? Mafia? Anybody?
Oh, my God, I know it.
They play werewolves.
Werewolves and villagers?
They play werewolves
yeah.
here, yeah. Werewolves and villagers.
The town priest.
Exactly. So basically, we'd be sitting here like we are, and one of us would be Mafia, but convincing each other that someone else is Mafia. You're not Mafia. You're a townsperson.
Is this
it's a game for...
It's
so fun.
It doesn't sound fun.
Yeah, but the most fun. It's so fun. It's so much fun.
It's hilarious. No, I've tried to play.
You're the queen of it. Kate hosts these games at her house. I've been lucky enough to be invited to play Mafia at Kate's house, and it is so fun. And actually, the last time we played was a while ago now.
It's a while ago.
But Ryder played, I remember.
Oh, my God. He was good.
He was really good, and I wanted to straight up murder that kid. And it was like, it was really hard to do because nobody wants to kill the kid, but I did. I think I did.
You killed Ryder,
It was,
So does more than one person get killed?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, the whole point of the game is to kill everybody.
The whole village.
Oh.
Yeah, it's really
That's sounding more fun.
And then you go to the bar. And then you go to the bar. So the thing is, you get killed, and then you go to the bar and you watch something really interesting. You watch everybody. You watch who's lying.
Yes.
And it definitely breaks up marriages. like you know.
My husband and I really don't like playing together.
Oh, it's like, wow, you're terrible. Like, it's like one of those. Like, you have the late night thing where it's like, I can't believe you killed me like that. And you were Mafia.
Edward
Mine will be dead. Done. First round.
And Edward, you're naughty, but do you actually play this game?
I played it on a boat, and one of the players was Oprah.
Yes.
Wow. I love it. Way to shit on them.
You win.
You don't expect Oprah to lie.
No.
You don't expect...
She won.
So we'd all go around the table and just, like, literally try to skip to the next person. But she was good.
How do you kill... You can't kill Oprah. Even if you know she's Mafia, you're like, oh...
It's not possible.
No. Yeah, we'll get her next round.
She lived to the end.
I'm sure she...
I bet she did. And beyond.
Oh, that's so great.
That's the best name drop we've ever had on the show.
There you go.
Yeah. On a boat with Oprah.
Oh, yeah.
Geena, lovely name, but you spell it differently, don't you, with a 2 E's.
Yes.
Why is that?
Well, I was named Virginia after my aunt, and her nickname was Ginny, so my parents thought that we have to come up with a different nickname, and hit upon Geena. And then when I started acting and I was in, articles or whatever, my mom said, people seem to love the way you spell your name. And I said, yeah. I always say, you didn't know how to spell Geena. He said, oh, no, I knew how to spell it. I grew up in an Italian neighborhood. I knew absolutely how to spell it. Well, why did you spell it with 2 E's then? She says, well, I didn't want anyone to think your name was China. So, just so we're clear, my entire identity is based on fear of vaginas.
Oh. I know how you feel.
Yeah.
Now, I'm losing my mind. Have I seen you play a vicar before?
I did. I think I played a vicar in a like in an Anthony Trollope, sort of, you know, sort of old-fashioned vicar ones.
Look, you look so right in it.
Well...
It is good.
Thanks.
Yeah. It's a good fit.
Well, my dad was a minister in the Church of Scotland.
He wasn't just a minister.
He wasn't just a minister. He was the Church of Scotland. No, he was the moderator of the Church of Scotland for a time as well, yeah. He was pretty high up.
And now, is it true, the thing that you and your father, into adulthood, never swore in front of him?
No! Never! I never swore in front of him, and I never heard him... He was a man of the cloth. He was a clergyman, for goodness sake. Except... I never heard him swear. And I suppose he heard me swear in things, you know, but that was always the script, so that was fine. So I would never swear in front of my dad, never. And I don't think a swear would ever passed his lips until he came down to stay with me in London once to go and see Billy Connolly. Billy Connolly we grew up loving Billy Connolly. Yeah. And we'd have the cassettes of Billy Connolly in the car, and my dad was a big Billy Connolly fan, so he came down to London to see Billy Connolly. And then he came back and started doing bits of the act. I know it was just all very, that's very fun. But then, I guess because it was the script, suddenly he's standing in my living room at midnight going... Wow. This is the moderator of the Church of Scotland. I think he'll be excommunicated. But because it was Billy, it was allowed. Billy's a special case.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh, my God. First of all, on American... Well, it's purchase. I'm on a couch. You know how you have to get purchased sometimes? Anyway, on American television, you can't say that word.
On British television, you can't say that word.
But you just did.
Well, we're not live. I really hope I haven't given you ideas now.
Oh, no, I've already, blown it, you know.
But I know you have a thing you don't like to eat out alone, still now.
I don't mind eating on my own. The problem is, as a stand-up, when you're on the road, you're often forced to eat on your own. But what I like when you're eating on your own is a sort of degree of discretion, because you don't want everyone to know that you're eating on your own. And I had a situation where I was caught out in America by a little Americanism that they like there. I was dining on my own, and I went to put my name down for a table at this restaurant, and the hostess came back out about 5 minutes later, and there were some other people waiting for tables as well. And then, at the top of her voice, she used my name in the most depressing sentence I've ever heard it used, because she walked out and she went, "Jack Whitehall, party for one." Everyone is looking over to see who the pity party for one is. I have to do a walk of shame through the restaurant.
Right to the back.
Right to the back. She sits me down at this table. She then does that thing, and I don't know why they do this when you're eating on your own in a restaurant. She makes a big song and dance of removing the place setting opposite me. As if to say, we don't want anyone looking over and thinking that someone might be able to sit down opposite you.
That is so true. They do always do that.
Why do they do that? Then she came back with a menu, by which point I was like, this woman is taking the piss. She puts the menu down in front of me. She goes, well, you're not going to be interested in this first page, because this is all of our sharing plates. I get it. I haven't got any friends. She goes, here we are, sir. This is more your area here. Wines by the glass. I was like, oh, madam, how wrong you are. I'm British. I may eat for a party of one, but I drink for a party of 5.
Oh, my God. Can I just say, what's worse? I'm just going to I'll come back to you.
We'll come back to you.
OK. What's worse is when you're on a plane...
Yeah.
And...
You have to eat on your own.
No. Well, but you're on a plane and they say, wait for it, Muslim meal. Muslim meal. I'm like, are you Korean? I'm on a plane. Like, what? And you know, everyone just goes, go.
That is worse.
That is worse.
I've never had that experience.
And George Takei, Star Trek legend, but yes, but... You can still do
Live
it.
long and prosper.
Yes, you can still do it. But the weird thing is you have a catchphrase, and it's not that. And your catchphrase isn't even from Star Trek.
No, it's from a shock jock named Howard Stern.
Yeah.
He's a dear friend, and he's been a partner of ours, my husband Brad, in talking up equality for LGBT people. And but I had never met him when I was first invited to do his show. I was doing a play in New York, and when you're doing a play, the publicist gives you your assignment.
Yeah.
So I went to that address on Madison Avenue. They asked me to wait on a couch sort of like this, and they had the radio on. And I was looking through magazines, and I thought, that show that they have on is disgusting. It's a vile conversation. So I said to the person sitting next to me waiting, I said, why can't we have good music here? This is terrible. And she said, that's the show we're waiting to go on. And then right on cue, the receptionist came, ushered me into the studio. I walked in, and there's this tall, wild-haired, horn-rimmed glass guy. And I said, good morning. And he says, you have a deep voice. A voice like that must have a big dong below. I asked, are we on the air? And he said, yep. And I said, oh my. And he had it on tape. And so whether I'm there on the show or not, when someone says something or does something outrageous, he presses a button and my voice comes on. Oh my. And it's become my signature.
Very good. And now, where did the music come from?
Where did the music come from? Well, my mum and dad actually met on stage doing Pirates of Penzance.
Hello.
So,
Wow. Yeah.
Probably there, but my mum's not a great singer. My mum was one of the maids, and my dad was the Pirate King.
Oh,
so,
okay.
Hell yeah. Here I am.
Yeah.
So.
No, I say that because you are a great singer, and we've heard you sing, and now there's this clip that has been out in the world. How is it out in the world? Did the school release it or something? So this is a school production of Phantom of the Opera.
The first ever amateur production in
You're the
Ireland.
Phantom.
I was the Phantom.
Stop. Yes.
Yeah.
Now, remember, this is a school production. I don't know what school you went to, but the production values, I think, are quite high. I think probably people have seen professional productions. Sure. Not as good. So this is PaulMescal as... Oh, now, do you remember the name of the lady who...
Jessica Hackett.
Jessica Hackett. It was on the tip of my tongue. I knew her. It's PaulMescal and Jessica Hackett in Phantom of the Opera. Enjoy. Look at this. Come on. Look at this.
Is that real fire?
No, it's like a...
Oh, like a scream.
Look at that mask.
I'm guessing that's a wig.
Yeah, yes.
Oh, I hope she doesn't faint. She might faint. I hope she doesn't faint.
Look how long my hands are.
You're both feeling it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I think she's getting a bit faint. She might go... She's got... oh! It's very good! But I was watching... So, famously, Phantom of the Opera, at the end of Act 1, a chandelier comes crashing down to the stage.
That's what it's supposed to come, like, swooping in.
Yeah.
Big dramatic moment.
Yeah.
But that's where the production values, we'd use them all on the, like, candles, clearly.
Yes.
But we did have a kind of ramshackle...
I'll tell you what, I fast-forwarded. Here is... So talk us through this. So you went for slow motion.
Well, we didn't have an option, because that's how fast it moved.
The stage. So these guys are giving it their all.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, no! Look at them, they're so good!
Oh, it's still going.
Yeah, still going. No. But then it hit the stage for a second. Wait, and it's hitting the stage now! There you go! Very good, very good.
I know, they just built it in the school hall.
That was evocative and safe.
Yeah.
Where did you shoot? It was so beautiful.
Oh, so beautiful, so stunning. In Inishmore, in the Aran Islands off Galway, and then in Achill Island, which is a little bit up. And there was a combination of the two, and we stayed there on the island, 750 people, for 3 weeks. And so we'd be, meeting each other on the road on a day off. Hey,
Brendan. Hey, Brendan.
So it merged into it, yeah.
But there were tourists there.
Yeah, there was. On any given day during the summer, there could be 2,000 tourists coming in on boats and planes and cycling around, renting the bicycles and horses.
He had an interesting kind of a... They have horse-drawn, carts that they kind of carry tourists around and stuff. And Colin, as he likes to do, went out for a jog. Yeah, I'd let you tell it.
Oh, carry on. No, I was just going for... And it was a warm summer's day, and I had my shirt off and jogging in my little runner shorts. Was lit up here, only a couple of inches, moving along. And, anyway, one day there was a horse and cart, and there was 6 people on the back of it, and all of a sudden I noticed that they were only keeping 10 feet ahead of me with all their cell phones up on the video. So I stopped and pretend to have a bit of a stretch and touch my toes and that, and they'd stop, and then I go... So I'd start running again, and then they'd take off again. So for about an hour, we kept about 10 feet apart, and then I thought, feck this, I see a hill coming. There's no way the horse can get up that hill as fast as I can run. Well, we were neck and neck for about half a mile. We were neck and neck for about half a mile. And just before we got to the centre of town on Inishmore, the horse took it. The horse took it.
That's you guys there.
Thank you.
Welcome all. Lovely to see you.
Thank you.
Have you come straight from rehearsal?
Oh, it's exhausting. Yes, we have. We have come straight from rehearsal. We've got a few days left. Oh, it's fun and games.
We haven't even started yet, Ian.
Apart from this show, when did you last do a pantomime?
In 19... It was 1990 in Harrogate.
Were you in the frock?
No. I played Rollo, I think.
Thigh boots?
No. I think I wore, what do you call those things? Knickerbockers. I think I had those on, yeah.
Yes. Was that the attraction of doing the...
It was a job, Ian. It was a job. That was the attraction of doing it. So this production of Mother Goose, what makes it special? It sounds like you've thrown everything at this. It's got it all.
Well, I went to the management and I said, before I finish, I want to play Dame once more. I have played Widow Twankey in Aladdin.
Great success.
And thank you, as the saying goes, once they've seen your Twankey, can a goose be far behind? But Mother Goose is the great part for a dame because it's at the centre of the story, and it's not on the adjunct. It's all about a woman who is not quite happy with her lot and has her wishes granted, and we see what happens.
And John, who do you play?
I play Mother Goose's husband.
Very good.
Yes.
Daddy Goose.
Called what? I only found I'm called Vic Goose, and I only found out here in the research chat here that I am Ian's first ever stage husband.
Well, now
that's pretty good.
Yeah.
And I do believe that I'm John Bishop's first stage wife.
No, but the others have been women. No, it's about our relationship. It's about fame. It's about money. It's about chasing your dreams and realising they're not the same. And mixed in that, there's some knob gags and singing and dancing.
And Mo, is it true that you were kind of performing music before you ever turned to comedy?
Oh, yeah, like, my dad's very musical, so, like, in the show I do, I've got a show, and basically we do this thing called nursery rhymes. So we get a nursery rhyme, and we get a song. So, like, it's just like classic nursery rhymes, but we do, like, a different rendition of it. But obviously my dad's a Rastafarian, so he do like his Rastafarian take on it. So instead of like the wheels on the bus, he's like, the wheels on the bus go around and around. But it's like when I do like comedy shows now, I have it on my Netflix special. So people are like, go on, do the rhyme, because I have it in the special, and I'm like, no, I can't just do it. I'll be in Tesco and I'm like the bags are 30p already. It's really stressing me out. And I do the rhyme. I'm like, no, don't do it. And before you know it, and I'm like, oh, Matt done it in my setan, the farmer.
And Bruce, you've been singing professionally. Next year, you'll have been singing professionally for 50 years, ladies and gentlemen.
Wow.
5 decades.
Actually...
Or is it more?
Yeah, actually, I've been singing for 60. I've been playing with my band in a year or two for 50 years.
50 years. Oh, yeah. That's the 50. Okay.
That's tricky. Imagine this. The same people that you went to high school with, all of the same people, for the rest of your life. The rest of your life, you work with them every day. And no one can be replaced or changed, you know. So.
And tell me that. So when did the thing? Because your crowds do this now. They all they have signs of the songs they want to hear.
Yes,
when did this start?
I don't know, 10, 15 years ago, people started to... It was my fault because I started to play requests. So people started to bring signs about what they wanted to hear. And to keep the band from getting too comfortable, I would pull these signs out of the audience, show them to the band, and we would play them, you know?
But it's not always your songs.
No, it can be anything.
The poor band is like, my God.
Here, Bruce, do the wheels on the bus, mate. Do the wheels on the bus.
Let me tell you, I have done the wheels on the bus many times. I have 3 kids, and I have sung Wheels on the Bus, not with that accent, but many times.
And tell me about, wasn't there a man who wanted to hear Drift Away? Do you know the man I'm talking about? He had a sign.
I do.
Tell the people what the sign said.
It said, I will give my left testicle to hear Drift Away.
To whom? That is the question.
Good question.
That is the question.
I certainly didn't want to be responsible for it, so we played Drift Away.
Now, talking of fans, you play the songs for the fans, but you do seem to go above and beyond. This was, I think, early, back in the 80s, I think. Do you know the story where you were, I think you were at a cinema, was it in Denver?
St. Louis.
St. Louis. So you're in a cinema in St. Louis. Take it away. Unless it's a different story. Unless it's a different story, and you're thinking, he can't want me to tell this story.
I was at a cinema by myself on an off night from the tour in St. Louis, watching Woody Allen's Stardust Memories.
Okay.
During which Woody Allen is not necessarily so kind to his fans in the film. So I had met a kid in the lobby who was there with his girlfriend and said, do you want to sit with us? So I said, okay.
See, already, I'm just thinking that's a hard no, isn't it? Do you want to sit with us? No. No, no, I don't. But no, you did it. You're lovely.
Okay.
You went tap.
So I went and I sat, and we watched the movie. And he says, is that how you feel about your fans? So I said, well, not so much, right? He says, I'm going to go home now. Will you come home and meet my parents?
You didn't.
I said, okay.
Oh, I love that.
And so I went somewhere in St. Louis with this kid, and we walked in the door, and it's about 11 o'clock at night, and he says, Mom, I have Bruce Springsteen with me. And she goes, who?
No.
And he runs in his bedroom and comes out with the album and shows her the album cover. She says, Bruce Springsteen. And of course, then she goes, oh my God, let me make him some eggs. And so around midnight, I was sitting in a little house in St. Louis having some eggs with this kid and his mom. And I saw them for decades after that, every time we came to town.
Oh, what a story. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Bruce Springsteen. Oh,
yeah. Make a difference. This red nosegay.
and visit bbc.co.uk/rednoseday. To get your noses, go to Amazon. For t-shirts and other Red Nose Day goodies, go online or in-store at TK Maxx and HomeSense.